Don't mind the mess of boxes in the background, I run a business. What does it mean to be in the broom closet? We know what being in the closet means. So the broom closet is a term that witches use to describe people who identify as witches but have not revealed that to the world. Maybe your family wouldn't be supportive. Maybe you still live at home with your super Christian parents. So you want to learn about and partake in witchcraft, but you're trying to keep it secret. You're trying to keep it on the DL so that people won't find out about it. So how can we do that? Especially if you are a Christian witch and you have Christian family who might not understand what that path entails. I'm gonna walk you through some things that anyone of any broom closet path can utilize in their practice. Hi, my name's Hannah. I'm a Christo-pagan witch, and yes, I have videos explaining what that is and how that works, and lots of videos about it on my TikTok page as well, which is where the bulk of my audience is, so y'all should go take a look at that if you haven't already. We might be getting banned soon, so I gotta catch up with the YouTube stuff. But we're gonna talk about broom closet magic today. Here's the tea. I don't really have a specific order of things that I'm going to discuss. I'm just gonna kind of toss things out there, and you can do with this information what you will. Candles. You've probably seen lots of people dedicating candles to their deities. Now, there might be lots of reasons why you can't have candles. Maybe you're in a space where you can't have fire, like a dorm room. But in terms of like really witchy candles, you know, prayer candles might look a little suspicious. Why do you have that in your room? Especially these like, here, let me pull one out. These like prayer candles are typically associated with Catholic imagery, and there are a lot of anti-Catholic Christians out there. So they might see that and be like, what is this? Why do you have this? But no one's gonna suspect a candle that you got from Bath and Body Works. And it is totally fine to dedicate something like this to a deity. This smells like strawberry waffles. You're telling me that Loki wouldn't love this? When you're researching a deity, you'll probably find herbs and scents that are associated with them. And I talked all about what beginning to work with a deity is like in my Deity 101 video. So go check that out if you haven't already. But you'll find all of these scents and herbs that are associated with your deities. So if nothing else, you can walk into Yankee Candle and find something that smells like pine for Hades, or something black or purple if you want to go off color correspondences. And if you have a bigger candle like this, where you have a little bit more room to work with, you could like carve sigils into the wax of your candle. If you don't know how to make sigils, there's lots of tutorials on how to do that online. There's also a website, not sponsored, called Sigil Engine that will help you. You just type in your intent, it'll make a sigil for you, bang, boom. So you can take a little carving tool. Let me see if I can find mine. So you can seriously get these at Dollar Tree. I think they're for embroidery, but they're these little carving tools, and I use these to carve into candles, intentions, sigils, whatever. So you get this sigil, maybe it's in dedication to your deity, or maybe you just want to carve your deity's name into the candle like this. And as you burn the candle melts. The intention is still there in the candle that you carved into it, but the melted wax will cover it. No one will know that you did a thing. Next, herbs. Herbs do not have to be witchy inherently, right? Maybe you're really into drinking tea. And it's like, no, Mom, I just have this jasmine so that I can make tea from it. I don't know what you're talking about. Tea is actually a really great way of doing spells with herbs, because you can put these herbs in your tea and steep it. And maybe you can do a little bit of work to find the correspondences of various teas, even if it's literally green tea, black tea, what have you. And then scientifically, we know that water has memory. So something that a lot of witches do is with their water-based things, whether you're drinking actual water, tea, coffee, what have you, is speaking or whispering some kind of intent into their drink, or really even just thinking about what you want this tea or drink or whatever to do for you, and then taking a drink. If you really want to avoid suspicion though, herbs that you can find in your kitchen at Dollar Tree can be used in your practice. Just don't use Dollar Tree's cinnamon. It just got recalled for having lead in it. But what a great baneful magic ingredient, am I right? Again, the best thing that you can do is research and keep track of correspondences, and I'll discuss in a minute how you can keep track of all of this information if you're in the broom closet and you don't want anyone to find out about this. But first, let's give a few more examples of things that you can do. When it comes to cleansing your space, if you can't use incense or herb bundles due to suspicion, or even just like sensitivities, allergies, things like that, sound cleansing is a really great way to do that. And I actually include bells like this in the beginner Christian witchcraft kits, which will be coming back soon whenever the books get printed, because I'm collaborating on that with Sarah. But those kits are catered to be broom closet friendly. So we have these bells as a method of sound cleansing. Headphones warning, I'm gonna ring it. 3, 2, 1. So like you could do it around yourself, around your spell that you're trying to do in a broom closet manner. If you're home alone, just doing it around your house. Get all that negative energy out, tell it to GTFO. Crystals. If you're in the broom closet, your family might find crystals like this or this a little suspicious, but they might not find crystal jewelry as suspicious. Again, we do include these crystal bracelets in the Christian witchcraft kits, but this could apply to anyone doing any kind of witchcraft, right? There's lots of places where you can get crystal jewelry. So versing yourself in the crystal's intents, and I mean, they are fashionable. So wearing it to be fashionable is also just as valid. Utilizing color magic with your jewelry, crystals, clothes, nail polish, things like that can really go a long way into having some sort of magical intent with you wherever you go. Connecting with your deities. A lot of ways that you can offer deities include listening to music that they like, or doing devotional activities, like if you work with a nature deity, just taking a walk outside. No one is going to be suspicious of you being like, man, it's a really nice day today. I think I'm gonna go for a walk. If your deity is associated with animals, you could volunteer or donate to an animal shelter. If they're associated with some kind of justice, you could donate to a cause that you believe in that they're associated with. I next want to bring up prayer beads because I'm wearing my Loki prayer beads right now. And these are a really good tool to use in lots of ways. So again, in the beginner Christian witch kits, we do include rosaries. Now, if you're coming from an anti-Catholic household, like I said, they come in these nice little opaque satchels that you can hide in your pillow, your backpack, whatever. Now, with the rosary, there is a formal way to pray the rosary that you can find online. I was not raised Catholic, so, I don't know the rosary. I don't know the Hail Mary. I probably should learn them. So, you could just have this as like a protective amulet, or something to fidget with, because like the beads twist around. So if you have a hard time concentrating while invoking deities, praying, what have you, having something to fidget with can be really helpful. And that's typically what I use this for. I'll just hold it, or I'll twist around the beads, something to just help me focus. But if you can't have a prayer necklace like this, a rosary, what have you, any kind of devotional jewelry, you can donate any piece of jewelry to a deity. Honestly, if you want beads, you can get those little plastic, like Mardi Gras beads from Party City, and bang boom. So these are just a few suggestions of things that you can do to practice magic in the broom closet, and you'll learn more tips and tricks along the way as you continue your practice. But how do you learn if you're in the broom closet? So here's the thing. Following people on the internet is a good idea because you will be able to learn things from them. But if you can, you should be reading books too. Now, just because something is in a book doesn't mean it is inherently correct, but it is good to verse yourself on these things in other areas, right? The thing is though, you don't want to have a bunch of witchcraft books on your shelf, right? This is where having ebooks could really come in handy, And it might be a different situation if you live in a situation where your family's going through your computer or things like that, in which case you might want to read books at the library or things like that. It really just depends, but reading books is going to be a really important thing that you can do for yourself. Finally, it's hard for you to just remember all of this stuff that you're going to learn, right? Because you're going to learn a lot. And, you know, take your time, go slowly, don't overwhelm yourself, it's okay. But you can't exactly have like a notebook, or maybe you can. If you live in a household where people think that you're just writing in a diary and they're not gonna go through your stuff, then hey, maybe you can have something like this. But if you're worried about that, what else can you do? I know a lot of witches who use Google Docs and just write things down as they go. And even if that means creating a separate Google account, like maybe if your family knows about your main account, create a different account that no one has to know about, and that can be your witch account where you keep all of your information about herbs, oils, correspondences, and things like that. Oh, something else that I wanted to bring up when it comes to water-based things. Making like sprays or enchanting your perfumes, things like that. We utilize the moon in witchcraft a lot, right? So you can set your like perfume or cologne or whatever it is that you use on your windowsill on a full moon, because that's a water-based thing, and bang boom, you got moon enchanted perfume. Or, you know, moon water doesn't have to be fancy, guys. You can literally just put I could put this bottle of Ice Mountain in my windowsill on a full moon and have moon water. And then if you're not doing anything to it, it's just coming from a water bottle, you can drink it. Or you can put it in a spray bottle and spritz it around your room like that. Things like holy water can be used to bless and protect. Again, if you're not living in a super anti-Catholic household and it's safe for you to have something like that. You can also make your own holy water. It's pretty easy. You can just find the blessing on the internet. But going back to what I was saying before, having your information digitally is going to be really beneficial to you. And that way, hey, if something happens and like you're in a flood or a fire, hopefully you won't ever be in that situation, but like you could lose things like this. But if you have it in the cloud somewhere, you know, that wouldn't be something that you have to worry about. And some people might just prefer to have digital grimoires or books of shadows or whatever you want to call it for their practice. So that's all I have for today. This was a bit of a shorter video, but like I said, I guess the rule for monetization on here now is that the video only has to be like 8 minutes. So this might be like 14 or 15 minutes. I don't know. Probably not. So I'm not putting a ton of pressure on myself to make like half-hour videos on here anymore. That'll just make it easier for me to have a relatively consistent uploading schedule every couple weeks, something like that. And yeah, not putting too much pressure on myself to, you know, have all of these edits and stuff like that. So I still hope that you enjoyed this video and that you maybe found it helpful. There's lots of reasons why you might be in the broom closet. Maybe your like parents know that you're a witch, but your grandparents don't. Or you want to do something to bring witchcraft to work or school to, you know, protect yourself or be in communion with your deities. Or maybe you're really in a situation where you can't tell anyone. But still, I hope that someone out there finds this useful. Make sure you are subscribed to me on here. All of my other stuff, my Patreon, my other social medias in case we lose TikTok, my store, my podcast, all the other cool fun stuff will be linked below. I'm so used to saying link in my bio. It'll all be linked below. Let me know what other videos you would like to see me post on this channel. Just anytime I have an idea, I'm just like, okay, let's sit down and film it and we'll see where this goes. So thank you guys for watching, and I will see you whenever I have the inspiration to upload next. Bye.